Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham at the third at your service. We're going to talk about the topic very seriously because I want you to sit down, get yourself a cup of coffee, and listen hard, not just watching purely out of heart. Obviously, you realise what's unfolding in front of you. You start to realise what is what is what has come about, if you would like to call it correctly. But you don't want to feel uneasy. The third generation of the Thomas and Friends franchise has just begun. So when it always has been a journey of a lifetime, you have to realise that the third gen is still active. Now, if I'm telling you this in pure pure truth, honesty, trust, and respect, you have to understand this is unfolding in front of you. Your eyes and your ears are your key here at the moment, right? I'm starting to build my fleet back up, right? Human race and engines, of course. You have to realise that the diesel team are not going to give you everything you want on a silver plate. That's why they ask for big money in the end. When they ask for big bucks, that's it. You get out of the building and don't go back there, right? You have to be realistic on what they establish, what they know, what all the families know of. Obviously, being realistic, there are people watching us, right? Because they know who's part of the franchise, they know who the bloodliners are, they know who to communicate with and be friends with, be family wise with, be enemies with, etc., etc., right? All my fleet were all safeguarded for nearly 37 years. Now I'm in my 40s right now, and you have to consider, okay, I would never lie, right? I would never lie to you, right? What's unfolding right now in front of you and everybody else's eyes, everybody's got this question, right? Why, the North Norfolk Railway is going to be ending up being the vital key of the problem, right? They're not going to rattle their cages and say, oh, we believe you, we believe you. They need pure, concrete evidence, right? Which they're not going to get out of thin air if they're going to do all the work at the railway and bloody feel like, oh, we done our job, blah, blah, blah. Not from what I'm seeing, right? I know they're being dishonest, disrespectful, and really rising the money up to the sky high. I said, it's not going to get them nowhere, right? You lot of, right, the people that are going on that railway, the North Norfolk Railway in general, will end up feeling they spent too much money, probably overdosed themselves. Think about your pockets before you go in that building, right? I want you to go on that railway with a bit of ease of understanding. Don't go over your budget. Don't use your debit card. We, I'm telling you, the best way to get through this is, please, you help me and I help you, vice versa. But you have to understand it's third generation's beginning, right? So you're talking about nearly 40 years ago, and then you're going forward, 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 forward from book 32 onwards. So then you have to start realizing the pieces of the puzzle were slowly coming together again. Why? Because of me, Stephen Top and Hat at your service, third generation. Right? You're gonna get real, right? You have to start realizing why does he know so much? Why? Friends, connections, colleagues, all of them, right? While the North Norfolk Railway is still puzzling up, right? They're building something they shouldn't, right? Let's just take it for example. They're not building an engine, for God's sakes. Don't get me wrong. Their their problem is that they booted out someone they needed, right? It's a piece of puzzle they needed to to compete. It makes them keep them in check, right? they done something wrong that was initially out of order, right? You're going to understand this from a logical point of view. This is a real life event. It will not change anything. Why? You have to be realistic and say, I'm not going on that railway because it's too much money, right? A lot of Sheringham, Cromer, West London areas, Norwich areas, or Great Yarmouth area, Lowestoft area, South Lynn area, Kings Lynn area, they all know it, but are they going to be willing to pay so much in one bucket just to say, oh, it's a nice railway, we all know it's a lovely, lovely railway? Do you know what? That's BS talking, right? Cut the BS, get to the point, and say it really, really down to the bottom and say it with a pure, pure heart and say to them, they're too expensive, right? That's why I always said to you, use cash, not debit cards. Because debit cards can only get you so far. Don't get me wrong. But the thing about this is understanding the value of what the North Norfolk Railway is offering you. Right? In the Northwestern Railway Company, which is just its alter ego, right? You're gonna get it cheaper because I'm trying to help you here, right? I'm not forcing you out because our journey has just begun. Why? Third generation kicks in. Why? We are in our 40s, 30s, and normally 50s, right? You're gonna start realizing it, right? You're gonna realize why why I'm not there? That's the question you're asking. The answer I already given it to you on a silver plate, right? I'm innocent. Someone is basically a suspect out there, right? I know the suspect's name, but we call her Daisy for short, right? It's not Daisy the name. It's just Daisy the person that was on the platform at the time. I'm going to establish you the best way to get what you need for your money's value. Your money's value is what keeps you going, right? You have to reconsider this and understand this is a learning curve for you guys to realize, holy shit, how does he know that? I said, look, I know everybody's accounts numbers, right? First things on the priority list. You're going to start looking at it and pay by cash, not debit cards, because you want to go for what you got at the moment, right? When you go into a building like the North Norfolk Railway, you're not going to get respected. You're not going to get any honesty out of them. They will treat you with some type of respect, but not everybody's not going to get it in one bundle, right? Let's just say, by, let's give you a hypothetical scenario so you can get a better idea, right? If I went up there, they will just say, no, you can't, because the management had made us tell you you can't, right? That management, bad management makes a bad railway. Simple, plain, and simple. That's that's a point across with no BS, right? The management will throw in a lot of BS and they won't get straight to the point. They lie, they deceive you, they con you, they get you what you. They basically asking for money, 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 money. But it's not all about money. It's about appreciation for one thing to the other. It's understanding the principles of understanding why. Why is this all coming through? Why is this understanding the principles of understanding that the railway that we once knew, the North Norfolk Railway, at its peak, what you call a heritage railway, not an organisation, not a business, we're not going down the bar line. Sorry for saying no. The North Norfolk Railway went over the top and thought we treat this as a business, then we can get rid of what we want, who we want off the line. Right? Big mistake. By doing that, they booted out everybody they needed. Near enough. Right? Now they booted me out, right? Just for let's say if somebody does something wrong on the railway, they've always blamed the weakest link, if you call it in this perspective, right? I'm no ordinary weakest link. I'm actually the strongest one of them all. Now, look at it logically, look at it respectively, right? You're going to end up saying, this is no joke. This is no harassment. This is real life. Get real. Every time you wake up, do you feel like you just really want to do all of this stuff, right? When it comes to children's holidays or anything like that, are you going to bung them on that railway line? No, because there is some things have to be unfolded in a certain way. If the North Norfolk Railway fails, they just make the other half fail for nothing. They kill it, basically. They say, right, stab you in the back, goodbye, poof. Right? I'm telling you now, right? I would never disrespect you. I'll be honest with you, respectful you, and build up a lot of trust, right? But you have to be honest with the people out there and say, look, this is what's happened. This is how your this person got set up for no reason. Ding ding, right? You're gonna end up realizing it's happened, it's unfolded, and people can't do nothing about it because it's unfolded in that way, right? Then questions are gonna be answered, right? Third generation is stuck. You can't get it into the fourth or the fifth. So what happens? The Norfolk Railway screwed everybody up. So when they screwed it up, they kick out the main man that they need. So they're missing the piece, and they can't use me properly. That's how stupid they are. They can't take responsibility. They can't rectify a problem, right? They're gonna keep yap, and go on and on and on, and people will get peeved off, right? I'm not saying that out of disrespect, but the thing is, the community, the Thomas community, will be on their backs. Why? Because they see it unfolded properly in pubs, clubs, restaurants, you name it, and they see it in action. And what do they get? Laugh and jokes and everything else from me. Why? Because I'm strict and stern, and I'm also joke and cocky at most times. But you're gonna have to live with that, and you're gonna say, "Oh God, he's real, he's real, he's real." We can't accept. Everybody has acknowledged that, right? We want the North Norfolk Railway to keep pushing what they're doing and fail. Why? Because they lost me out. Think about it. With one half being outside the premises and the other half is messing up on the inside, what do you think will happen to the North Norfolk Railway in, let's say, 20 years from now? Let's take it from a logical point of view and say, look, in 20 years' time, the North Norfolk Railway will screw up. Why? What normally be in any shape or form, right? A lot of you will have to start prioritising, right? The North Norfolk Railway won't prioritise. They will have those diesel engines outside the bloody damn at Waybourne Station. No steamies, just all diesels. What are you going to get? That tells you that the porters and the guards have got a very bad person on the platform right now. The worst of the worst. Right? He's a killer. He's a destroyer. And he's also going to destroy the franchise from the bottom up. Now, work out who, which individual do you think I'm talking about? Normally, all the community knows who I'm talking about, right? We got rid of Diesel. We got rid of Daisy. Who's next on the line? Well, Davis Diesel's wife, obviously. That's number one. That's another one, right? You got to work out those three are going, right? Poof. Sydney as well, who's who Harkett. Bang, he will be out. Why? Things give me things. Clues are everywhere. So work it out. Just work it out what I know up there is unfolding in the correct way, but the wrong way. Why do you think I say that? Right, as long as I'm outside the premises, I can't fix what's going wrong on that platform. It's like a job that knows things, but I don't interfere. I let it play out. But you see, the thing is, while they are playing games on the station, what type of peekaboo, if you like to call it correctly, will come along and they say, oh, this guy's not normal, blah, 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 and all that. They will snap their fingers and wake up and smell that damn coffee and realize, what did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? They, porters, the guards, everybody on the platforms are sharing them, mm, sharing them, Rayborn and Holt will start to talk. Why? They're going to start talking among themselves and piecing up the pieces. What they're going to find out at the end when it all comes together. Think about it. It's third generation, and we've got to do our part and bunk it in. Right? You've got to realise what messed up in that station that should not happen. One, 2019 incident cannot be helped. Right? But we all got set up in different ways. Right? It feels like all of my fleet, including myself at the time, we all took the blame, right, for somebody else's mistake, right? That person's mistake is their own. We never did nothing wrong. We are innocent, as I stated before, right? You have to realise the third generation is safe. Why? If you look at it logically, look at down the line as a timeline, you're gonna end up realizing, waking up, smelling that coffee, and realize, God, he knows a lot more than what we know. I said, yeah, I do. The only difference is that I see it in a different direction as well. I see it from a two-way direction. Why? If my grandfather was alive today, any of them, one or the other, my father or my mother's side, what would they say to you? They would not be happy with you lot booting me out for no for a setup. They will look at that letter and they will say it's false. Why? Because it's true. It's false because it's true. It is a falsified letter to set up somebody else. I took a blame from someone else's actions. Think about it. It's gone the other way, but you didn't see it. Everybody saw it all unfold, ding, 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 down the line. But I never got the blame for being what I've been told, right? I said, how could I do those things if I wasn't mostly on the platform all the time? Just ask yourself that question. It was one day, that was just for one day, right? I know people, I understand that. That's normal parameters, right? What's happening at the Way now, you're all being bribed to go to special events, blah, 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 even engine driving sessions as well, which is normal anyway. But then you are to pay so much money and you're ending up saying, this is too much just for one day. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ask you to pay that price, like £24 for one day. For one day, yes. But just to go for one way direction, like sharing them to Holt or Holt to sharing them, vice versa, doesn't matter. But all day, I said the only thing is they what I'm seeing from a logical point of view, business is business, yes, but I will exclude the business part and turn it back into heritage. Why? Heritage gets respected. Business does not. That drops. Why? Why does heritage rise, business falls? Why? Let me give you a way of saying this. When a lot of things unfold in the truth, which it does, you're starting to see the reality of it, right? You can't just go say, right, I know everything about you guys out there in the community, people I know, people I've got a connection, people that have fa- friends, family connections, colleagues, the full act like I do, and they realise it's all true, there's no false, there's no accusations, there's nothing, right? You gotta clear your mind and figure out why. Why do I say to you in all plain eyesight, it's all played, all in truth, all in logic, and all in facts? What are you gonna do? You can't blame facts, could you? You can't blame the truth if it's seen in front of your eyes. You can't lie. You can't be deceitful. What happens? The management of the North Norfolk Railway does not want to see it. That's why they booted me out and all my fleet out. Why? Because they don't want to see the truth come out. It's already come out, isn't it? We're in 2024, right? So in 2021, I revealed myself to the public. So go back, the numbers, the years, the dates, all the times, all played accurately in truth. It's all truth from beginning to end. And a lot of people know this is happening, right? It's very slow, yes. It's going to take time, yes. It's going to be truthful, yes. It's being honest, yes. It's being respectful, yes. Reverend Robert Audrey wouldn't like what's been unfolded right now. He would be saying it won't suit its grace at any angle. So what happens? That's my brother, sir. Now Thomas is starting to tell you, ain't he? So Thomas always says, don't he? In every angle, he will say, signals and actors. And it works with the T, don't it? When it tells you all in truth, all in logic, and all in respect what you're going to gain. Our journey's just begun. Why? Because we're in our early 30s, mid early 40s. That's where it clicks. But then you've got to work out that's going to happen again and again. Two more times for the hats. And plus, all the engines are going to get six and fives. Why? Just ask yourself a very hard question on that one because it's all to do with timing, right? You lot have to start thinking, right? All of it is all in truth and it's all in logic and it's all in respect. Why? When it all comes out in truth, the third generation are having a little bit of hard time, but they are pushing through. Why? Where it begins, it never ends. Why? And when I keep saying, with great power comes great responsibility, but our journey's just begun. Why? People are picking up on things. A lot of people say, look, it's time to tell the children, time to tell the adults, time to bring them together. Why? If I told you that, why? When it all comes together, it all clicks and plays. But most of the time, you got to be realistic. And when it all comes together, it all clicks and plays. But then all you have to do is let us unfold it. If you don't let us unfold it properly, you the North Norfolk Railway will be destroyed. The railways will be destroyed. The roads will be destroyed. The people will be dead, buried, gone. Why? Because you're letting the bad thing happen when it shouldn't have. Right? I know that I'm already on the right track. Why am I on the right track? I didn't change anything. I just played it right through. Why? them. Like I said, when Brett Stone was alive, he said, the magic you refuse to believe in will get the better of you. And it's been proving and proving and proving all the time. Why is that? Our journey has just begun for the third generation. Why? Right? So a lot of people are starting asking questions. So well, a lot of things are coming through. It's all in truth and it's all in logic. I'll let you ponder on this for as it's got to be a shorter podcast today because I want you to think why has the Norfolk Railway got a lot to do with it? Because they don't realise that they're without a chicken and the egg. What do you get? Nothing. Why? Because there's no chicken. If there's a chicken, there's an egg. Right? If there's no egg, there's no chicken. Right? You get the point. Reverse it. Reverse it. So it repeats itself. So what happens? What did we do that we corrected all of this problem up? I said, people starting to believe it. Why? They've done their homework, they've done their research, they've done everything. Why? Our journey has just begun, and you just left it right on a hot stove. Think about it. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Don't go to the Norfolk Railway crying for help, because all they care about is the finances, the money what issues. And when they come to money, 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 who's getting the greed? The management. The management are cold-hearted so-and-sos at the moment. They don't give a damn about you. All they care about is the money factor. If they really cared about what's going on up there, they better drop their guard down, because if they don't, bad things will happen to them, and they will have somebody on that platform that will destroy them. And it won't be me. Be me. Why? I'm really useful, yes, but I'm strict and stern at the same time. Why? Think about it logically. Why did the Norfolk Railway fail to not realise what was unfolding is meant to unfold in the correct way, and then you're ending up with this big major problem? Why? You have to realise there's certain things unfolding in truth that you don't realise what is unfolded, and then you don't realise all the good stuff, all the bad stuff. Then you've got to realise why. Right? If you were doing this as a proper truth to this, you're gonna piss in your pants, cry in your wolf, whatever you do, and then you'll end up saying, God, like I stated, I don't lie. I'm not deceitful. I'm not a liar. I'm not betrayer. Whatever you want to call it, right? That's Diesel's timeline. That's a Diesel team's era. You won't see that in my own because I'm a steamy lover. What's the catch? So in the day, you're the one who's losing out because there's some respect to me, reason why people love me and respect me for one reason. But they've got to keep it to themselves, like always. Why? They know something that the Norfolk Railway cannot fully understand. Thank you very much.